Well, hello there, internet people. It's legal activity again. So today, yes, we're talking about Street Video Reviewer, about this incident which happened about a couple of years ago. Is it 2.5 years now? Involving DJ Audit and a cyclist. The original video is not available in the UK. Why? Because DJ Audit made various complaints and you're not able to watch it in the UK. But apparently, I know, SBR has it. If you go to SBR's channel, he's got it in his Dropbox. And also, in order for DJ not to get one over SBR, he decided to upload it on a different platform so you can watch it in the UK as an edited version and the full version. But the short still appears in my feed now and again, still on his channel, and people do now and again make comments. Here's some, the latest ones. But this is the comment I want you to look at. This person doesn't like DJ. He wants to see his channel terminated, but he's looking at it as you should do. And he's basically saying to SBR, look, you're letting your dislike for DJ interfere with your judgment. Because in his first video, he didn't deal with the fact that, although he acknowledged it, that the cyclist entered the junction before DJ did, which means a cyclist jumped the light. He didn't deal with it. But of course, this is after the event. So what you've had now is the video, people made comments on it, and someone told SBR something, which I'll get to in a minute. Then he's going on about, well, I've always said that the cyclist shares some of the blame for the incident, but the driver is at fault. If that's the case, apportion it then, which he didn't do. His whole thing is about, it was auditing. It should have been prosecuted. These are the offences, da-di-da-di-da-di-da. So, this is what the subscriber told him. I mentioned this already in my video when I did a review of this, but I didn't show you anything at all on screen. Now I'm showing you. A subscriber told him that DJ did something at the lights. I know what the subscriber told him, and also I noticed it as well when I first looked at this. Then he goes back and says, if you could let me know on what basis you think it was amber. That tells me he's not sure about the sequence of the traffic lights. He's asking that person to tell him. The person told him what DJ did, but he's going back again and asking him. Then the person comes back and says, just watch the clip, back again, top right. He's already accelerating way before the green shows. That's what the subscriber is telling him. He's accelerating before the green shows. I will go through exactly what DJ did. Then, of course, he comes back and says, you are correct, but he doesn't say anything else. Then he says, I will probably put up a follow-up video tomorrow. But this is the bit I don't get. I would like first to see what other comments people come up with. For now, I'm going to pin a comment and mention you. So he wants to go back to his subscribers, ask them to watch it and see if they can spot anything which he missed. But he's not going to tell them, as you see in this post, what a subscriber told him. That his wording in this is quite interesting. That I'm taking the bits which I think is relevant. Okay, so he says, it's always the case with this sort of incident. So how many sort of incident like this has he been involved in or dealt with? Because on the original video, he says he rides his racing bike. He's had near misses, and he says he's never been involved in an accident. So obviously he hasn't been involved in one. Was he? That's what he told us. Then it says people might come up with different things they might see. What are they going to come up with? Let me just pause there for a moment. He's asking his subscribers to look at it and could they spot anything else? What are they going to see? It's quite obvious to me that when he says this sort of incident, he's never dealt with one. He's just going on, I don't know what he sees in his opinion, which, oh God. I don't want to upset him by saying it's wrong. What I want to say is he's not looking at it properly. He doesn't know what he's looking for. So then he goes on to say what the subscriber told him, but the way he words it is DJ Audits began moving before the light changed to green, which is correct. But what did he actually do? That's what you got to look at in these sort of cases, right? So in these sort of incidents. Then he says he needs to carefully check the highway code. For what? I don't know what I expect the subscribers to come back to him with. I don't know. I think some of them did. Anyway, what did he miss? That's what I'm concerned about. What he missed was this. And this is what DJ did. DJ was stopped beyond the line on red. After red comes red and amber. This is what he was asking the question. Why do you think it was amber? DJ rolled forward on red and amber, then accelerated on green, and we know what happened after. SB already confirmed on his legal analysis on his video that the child entered the junction before DJ did, which means that the child jumped the lights. What SVR didn't notice, that DJ rolled forward, accelerated on green, and didn't accelerate until he was on green. That's what happened in the footage. It's there. You can go and watch it. You can hear the car. Sounds like an electric car. Sorry, automatic. I've got one. And he missed it. So the subscriber told him. And the reason he's saying that, I think, that the cyclist shares some of the blame is because he already said the cyclist entered the junction before DJ. So we all know it's a fact. We know it's quite clear in front of us. That's what he missed. It's a crucial point if you're going to blame DJ for it. Now, with the lights, now remember, when you're looking at these accidents, right, you've got to look at, see what's in front of you. You can look at the law, look at the highway code and that, but look at what's happening in front of you. And how you're going to apportion liability. Well, in this case, it would be apportioned anyway, if it came to that. So the highway code says, red, you stop. Red and amber, you still don't go. And on green, if it's safe, you go. But these sort of incidents, I've dealt with loads, things happen quickly, right? But the only thing he could say is that DJ shouldn't move at all on red and amber, which he didn't notice, by the way. But if you look at it, what DJ did, he rolled forward and accelerated on green. It wasn't even in the junction until it turned to green. That's what happened. But SBR didn't look at it like that. And I think he failed to apportion liability. He could have done it, but he didn't. He just talked about, in his opinion, what DJ did, what driving offences, the reckless driver shouldn't be on the road, all those sort of things he said, without looking at liability. Even the CPS would look at liability as well. So how are you going to determine that he was driving recklessly? The only thing you've got is that he moved before it was on green. We did, but didn't accelerate until it turned to green. More comments now. Now, this happened afterwards. Of course, the first the comments you saw in the beginning is from the shorts, right? Because then he's saying the same thing. The way he's replying is basically he's making out as if he knew what DJ did, even though he was told by a subscriber that DJ began moving before it changed to green. But DJ didn't accelerate until it changed to green. I've got to make that clear. That's what happens in the video. So here someone's saying to him, obviously the child went through a red light. DJ's light was green. We know that. Then he says, well, DJ light was red and amber when he said, try again. But you didn't know that. So why are you pretending that you knew? This is the problem. And it's something he does quite a bit on his channel, whereby he'll do a video, someone will come up. He's done it recently, so you can't delete it because I've got a screenshot of it on a video recently regarding DJ. And someone said something to him and he went back. Where'd you find this? Where'd you go this? And he does that quite a lot. So he puts things out there, hoping that his subscribers would come back to him and tell him so he can do another video. But you should spot things the first place. So then it says try again, but he didn't know that anyway. So we come to the case law, which he could have found as well. In this case, you can see it's a 2011 case, Queen's Bench Division. It's a reported case. The cyclist cycled through a junction against a red light, same as DJs. The court held that the accident was the cyclist's fault for failing to comply with a red light and failing to apply his brakes in time to avoid colliding with the defendant. But the defendant was partly to blame for travelling at an excessive speed. Basically, Malazi was the claimant and the cyclist. Ahmed, the defendant and the driver. Ahmed was proceeding, going too fast. I think it was about, 41 miles an hour. Posted light was green. He carried on. Cyclist Malazi jumped the lights, and then an accident occurred. The court found that the cyclist was to blame, 80% to blame. Liability was apportioned, 80% cyclist was to blame, and 20% for the driver because he was driving too fast. So in DJ's case, the only thing that's missing is him going fast. The only thing you can look at is him rolling forward and accelerating on green. That's the only thing you can look at. Liability, you can apportion it. That's what would happen in real life, which SVR didn't look at. He failed to look at that. His sole concentration was, I said it already. So, question I'm asking, does he know the sequence of the traffic lights? Because of the questions he was asking before. And the way he reviewed it, he missed it. I'm not looking at his amended one. I'm looking at the first one, the first video we did. That's what I've got. It's still up there. So he needs to take it down. He's not going to, is he? Last comment from a barrister, which noticed what the what the subscriber noticed. And also, I think later on other people noticed as well. But SVR still didn't address it. It didn't address liability at all. That is my problem with it. The light was on green when he, in brackets, Mr. Audit, passed it, which is correct. Even though he may have started rolling on amber, should be red and amber, by the way. Therefore, it is a moot point. Of course, SVR didn't like that. Went back to I didn't put the his reply on there. His usual nasty replies, but the barrister is right. SVR it's failed to deal with liability. Actually, I've said it so many times, and that's the problem I've got with this. Now I'm going to introduce you to a new channel. I think it's got 4 or 5 videos. You can see the name up there. I put a link in the description below. With regard to the last video this person reviewed, it's in fact DJ's visit where someone approached him and stopped him from leaving. And SVR's done it, saying DJ committed assault. And you can see what this channel is saying. Now, if you look at the description, okay, which is exactly what SVR does, well, what he's saying is when legal claims are made publicly, which is what SVR does, they should be accurate, which he doesn't do. Proportionate, again, he doesn't do that. And grounded in statute, he doesn't do that. What I've done, I've looked at it accurately. I've talked about proportionate, which I've done. Grounded with statute, I'll provide you with a case law, which you can look at, make up your own mind. Just a reminder that it is not legal advice, but mine is quite close to which might happen in the real world. I'll tell you why in a minute. And it says that's what I've done, but it shouldn't be not an assumption, which is what SVR does, not a reaction. Again, it does that, or personal dislike, as pointed out by the post I showed you from that person. Then it says this channel exists to examine, reasoning, not people, and law, not opinion. So that's how you got to look at these things. You take the black belt barrister, for instance. Every time he says something, you know that, okay, it's an opinion, not legal advice, because he hasn't got the full facts in front of him. But you know, someone that if he's saying something, you could bet your life that he's experienced it. For me, I am a retired paralegal. And do I have experience in dealing with these cases? Yes. 45 years doing litigation, although SVR thinks that I only looked at what he calls basic litigation. Areas of expertise, personal injury. EL, which is employees liability. PL, which is public liability. And RTA, I call it road traffic accident. I'm old school. That's where I come from, I'm looking at. Now, it's not legal advice, it's just my opinion. But my opinion, that's how they would look at it in the real world, not how SBR's looked at it. He dealt with it, missed things, not accurate, not proportionate, didn't deal with liability, grounded statute. What did he do? Nothing. He did different things on the criminal part, but didn't look at liability. That's where I'm coming from. So go over to the channel, look at some of the other videos. In fact, you'll find one there, right? You'll see some exchange between him and SVR. The last comment from SVR, he says, it's a disclaimer, right? It says, it's my opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. People can disagree with my opinion. They don't know what I'm thinking, da-di-da-di-da. But it's not about that. It has to be accurate, proportionate, grounded in statute, not assumptions, reaction, or personal dislike, which is what his channel is all about. Almost every one of his videos, right, when people make comments, no matter what laws he quotes or brings up case law, people don't look at that. They just talk badmouth the auditors. That's what they do. Go and have a look on his last one, what people are doing. They just badmouth it, but they don't look at the case law he refers to. That's just for probably people like this channel and me that look at it. Anyway, that's my moan for today. I've got another one coming up soon, which is going to interest. It's going to be quite interesting. I'm going to disclose more bits from SVR's channel, which I actually took. Actually, this is stuff which he deleted, but I managed to actually get it anyway. So he's not going to like it, but you know what? Who cares? Peace and out.